way here is the person that says, I'm going to keep my money and I'm going to position myself with a private family bank, and my money is going to grow at 5% uninterrupted, and the interest I earn ended up being, I'm sorry, I thought that was a circle. The interest that was earned ended up being $5,667, and we see that. So in saying that, at the end of 5 years, how much do the private reserve strategy or the private family bank ends up, how much money it allows our client to end up having money in their account, or us who are practitioners of this system and banking way of banking? We end up with $25,667 in our account. So in return, what we're showing people is the idea of that it costs the same. The difference is that you have your money versus you don't have your money, and you still walked away with your car, and you still have your depreciated car in 5 years. But this person has a depreciated car with zero in their account. So opportunity cost, that shows you capital has a cost to it, and you using and giving away your money doesn't have a chance to compound at a rate that we have here, which is 5%. And the only reason it's the same because we even account for opportunity costs. And that's why it's the same. Because the opportunity cost, if I could show that real quick, I hope I won't confuse you, because this can get confusing. The yellow shows, if you see there, it shows the opportunity cost on the principal, because you gave your money up. The red shows the accumulated interest costs that you had to pay. And this shows you the principal you had to pay. That's why it adds up to 25,667. And here it shows you the opposite. You earned money on your money. You compounded your money and you kept your money. So which way would you rather purchase a vehicle? Financing it, or using your cash, or leveraging your cash and allowing your money stay put? It's a slam dunk every single time. You'd rather do it through the private reserve strategy way, or the private family banking way. So I just wanted to show that to you. Let's go to the next point here. I've just showed so many different numbers with that. I'm not going to keep on going through that point. When I got somebody's real numbers, it really shows them which way would be better for them. But here, let's look at the 3 ways you can make a major capital purchase. As actually, we normally say debtors, saver, or wealth creator. Here it's just coined as buy, borrow, or pay, right? So here we go. I'm going to use this right here. So many different things in it. So right here, the debtor. The debtor is one of the money personalities, right? The debtor works to spend, right? So when the debtor normally don't save much money. They earn no interest and they pay interest for everything. What about the saver, the second money personality? They save to avoid paying interest. They save and they earn interest and they pay cash for everything. And then the wealth creator, they save and use OPM to maximize the efficiency of their money. Right? And they save, compound the interest, and they collateralize all their purchases. Also, let's look at it again. What the debtor debtors work to spend. They borrow from their lenders at the highest market rates, and they use future earning potential as collateral. The savers borrow from self-reducing current collateral position, and they reset the compounding of their money. And they borrow from lender at the negotiated rates, using own money as collateral, and they continue to earn uninterrupted compounding on their money. Now let's look at the debtor again. They make payments to lender at the highest market rates. The saver makes payments to self to get back to where they were before they purchase, giving up the interest their money could have earned them. And then a wealth creator makes payments to chosen lender at lender allow own money to earn uninterrupted compounding interest, maximizing the benefits of a private reserve account. Now, the graphs, I love graphs because they're like pictures, and pictures tells 1,000 words. Sometimes it really tells the story much better. So here we go. So I want to go through what does the debtor looks like. Let me go back here. Sorry about that. The debtor, this is their personal economy, right? The debtor right here is their zero line. When they need, want, or desire something, they didn't save much money or any money at all, so they have to go into to using somebody else's money, which we call financing, and then they have an amortization schedule to pay that money back, credit card, car note, whatever it might be, and then after they finish paying it down, they turn around and do it again. We're very familiar with that. I know for me, this was my lifestyle and the way I spend money. And after doing this for 10, 20, 30 years, at the end of the day, if you see there, they just really paid themselves back to zero. And that's why most people end up retiring depending on family, friends, and the government, because a lot of that 18% interest was their wealth that they gave away. They separated themselves from their money, right? And that's what a lot of the traditional banking does. They teach us how to give our money to them. Now let's look at, that's the debtor. Let's look at the saver. The saver, their zero line starts at the bottom. They save their own money to make their major capital purchase in the future. So they save. They believe in not owing anybody but to love them. So they're going to save their money, and then they're going to spend it back down when they're ready to make their major capital purchase. It might be a vacation. It might be a car purchase. It might be education. It might be a holiday. But guess what happens? They then save it again to do it again, because most of these situations are expected life events. Expected life events, you do it annually or every few years, like a car purchase or home improvement. And you do it and you do it over and over again. At the end of their working years, if you see their money was at the bottom at the end of it all, because they spent all their money away from themselves. Hence, that you finance everything you buy. You either pay interest because you use somebody else's money, or you give up interest because you used your money and is no longer in a position to earn your money. That's what savers are blown away when they see this. They're most disturbed when they see this, right? Debtors, we already know. I know for me, I know I was giving my money away, but savers don't know that. They don't know. They haven't been given the information of compound interest and opportunity cost of their money. Time value of their money. What is that money going to earn or grow to 10, 20, 30 years from now? And when you give it up, it doesn't have a chance to grow at all. And that's what they don't know that. That's what we're here for. We're going to share this with them. We're going to make sure we drive this home to them. Because right now, if you look at it, let me show you something. I'll come back to that. Because to me, they're reverse debtor. And I'm going to show you that in a second here. So let's go to the next one. Let's talk about the wealth creator, how their personal economy looks. The wealth creator is a person that's saving their money, and they're doing the same thing. They buying cars, going on vacation, take care of holidays. But when they need to take care of major capital purchase, they're not using their money. They're leveraging their money. Because they have control, they can leverage it. It's not stuck in some kind of qualified plan. Right? So when they need to make a major capital purchase, they've put themselves in a position that the amortization schedule interest is less than the compounding of their money. In worst case scenario, it would be the same at least. But the more we understand and learn private family banking, it's all about keeping our capital. It's all about uninterrupted compounding, which we started off in the beginning in saying that. And this is what the wealth creator has figured out. So if you see there, the more they've gained their returns on their money, and accumulate their money, the less it seems like every time they leverage it and use somebody else's money, the loan seems next to nothing. The cost of using somebody else's money is almost next to nothing, because their money is so piled up now that it's multiplying. And that's what wealth creation, being a wealth creator, does with a private family bank or a private reserve strategy. So let me show you this real quick. This is what it all looks like at the same time. And like I was saying earlier, the debtor and the saver are really just reversal of each other. They're the same. The wealth creator is the one that separates from everyone. And that's what we all, as partners at Core Financial, are striving to become and to have that practice in those results. And that's where in turn we can teach and share with as many people as possible. That's what separates us from everybody in the industry. There's very few people that can share these concepts in this way and make it clear. And that's what we are able to do here at Core Financial Partners. So let's go to the next one. The next point here. So hopefully that's clear. So now, the problem with being a debtor. What is the problem? The problem with being a debtor is, first is you have obligation on your future earnings. Your money's spent before you get it. The banker is already knowing when you're going to get paid, when you did your application. So they're waiting for that money. Then you lose capital to purchases and finance costs forever. Not only are you paying them back with the principal, you also got to pay the interest for using that money. Capital has a cost to it. And then you're a debtor to the creditor, right? And you have loss of control. You lose control of your expenditures going forward. Consumer debt is an inefficient purchasing strategy. The initial purchase is lost as well as the interest owed, causing further loss that can compound and spiral out of control. So when a person is looking at this, they say, well, I'm a saver, so what about paying cash? What about that? I'm better off, right? Well, let's see. What is the problem with paying cash? The problem with paying cash is, to pay cash, you first need to first save it. That's not a problem. We don't have a problem with saving cash. The problem comes in when you save it and you grow your money. Uncle Sam wants his piece. It's called capital gain taxes. Wherever you save your money outside of this position that we're sharing with our clients, they're paying taxes on that money it was growing. So the other problem would be you must drain your tank and it kills your compound interest on your money. So they position themselves where they separated themselves from their money. Now their money's not earning any money for them. So those are the problems with being a saver. You separated your money from yourself, and now it's no longer in a position to compound. You lose control and the interest you could have earned had you not drained your tank. So that's the problem with being a saver. So a lot of people out there do it this way. And when they learn this really culminates with them. They really see the value of what it is that we do. Now, we all have seen this slide. I show this, it's in our PowerPoint. But I want to show you this. Let's look at if somebody just did it. Remember, I showed $5,000 a year from the saver and the wealth creator, and they both getting 5% returns on their money. They're doing it for 30 years. So they're saving $5,000 a year consecutively for 30 years. And they're taking it out, particularly the savers taking that money out every 5 years. Let's say they're buying a car, $25,000 car every 5 years, and then they refill it back up. The wealth creator didn't touch their money. They leveraged their money to buy their car, so they ended up with $353,000, and the saver ended up with $71,000. Let's look if they just did this one time. Let's say they just drained their tank one time, because here, this is a $282,000 difference. But let's see if somebody just did it one time. I'm going to show you the difference if they just did it one time. What difference would it make if they just drained their tank one time, right, and they refilled it, right, in 4 years, right? The difference is still $80,000 by doing it one time. I mean, you look at that, that's crazy. Just one time they drained their tank, and one time they put it back and let it continue to grow. They still lost $80,000, right? What if somebody just did $10,000? A lot of people buy cars. Let's say, I just want to play with this for a second. Times they did it for, let's say they, no, I don't want to confuse it. Let's keep the point right there. So if you see that, we can do 2 times. Let's say they did it 2 times. I just want to show you that this really can show somebody the cost on their money. This person lost 146,000 because they kept using their cash. So when somebody's using savings, their own money, we can easily go to this and show them how much that's eventually going to cost them in the future, and how do they feel about continuing to do this, and that'll make them think about it twice whether they want to leverage their money or keep using their money. Okay, so that's the difference between those two. Because sometimes people that save money and pay cash, it's hard for them to fathom that they'll be better off using somebody else's cash and paying them back. They find it hard to believe, especially engineers. Any engineers on the call? Okay, I thought not. Okay, what if you could make the purchases without emptying your tank? If I don't use my capital, whose do I use? Right? This will allow your private capital reserve to continue to employ the benefits of compounding. And this last piece right here is you collateralize a loan from a financial institution, securing the loan by pledging a portion of your private reserve. So here we go. How do we do this? How does it private reserve strategy look, or private family banking look? Right here shows someone having their money being accumulated in a particular financial institution, and this person has a financial institution that's holding the money, right? That's just an account that they're filling it up, and now they're ready to make a major capital purchase. That money that's outside of their monthly income, they need to save it, or they need to go get somebody else's money. So here it is, how it works. What happens is this: if you go and use someone else's money, within this situation, you would end up using this financial institution's money. And I can say it, we all know, I normally don't tell people at this point, if we're doing a presentation with someone, that you're using the mutual insurance company money. These are mutual insurance companies that are dividend paying whole life policies. So you're able to take and use that general account that they have billions, if not trillions of dollars in. And if you need, let's say you need $20,000 to buy a car, you just use their money while your whole amount of money is still in your account. So if you had $50,000 in here, you still do have $50,000. They're just going to put a lien on 20, so you can go and buy your $20,000 car. And then you have a opportunity to put yourself on a payment plan to pay it back. So your whole $50,000 is growing with no interruption. That's the difference between that saver on the other slide and the wealth creator. The wealth creator had a chance to let their money grow uninterrupted. The saver kept taking their money out, and we saw the big difference that it made, especially when they repeated it every 4 to 6 years. The power of this strategy is that you continue to earn a compound interest on collateralized funds. So collateral capacity is a word that I want all of us to really get familiar with and use it in our language. It's the new language we use when it comes to private family banking, because many out there don't understand that language. And when we do, we're talking at a high level, whereas though they want to know what it means. And it's just the amount you have left in your account that can get a loan against. Okay? The amount you have in your private reserve account that can be collateralized. So if you have $50,000 in your account and you use 20 for a loan, you still have 30 left that you still get a loan against. That's collateral capacity. You have the collateral capacity of $30,000 that's still left, right? So that's what that means. So whenever you hear me say that, or we use that word, we know exactly what it means. So how do you increase that? Let's talk about that. If I can get this cursor, where my cursor at? Okay, there we go. So 3 things you can do to increase your capacity, because right now your capacity is 30,000 because you used 20 already. So the way you can increase it first way is you can continue to contribute to it. Most people contribute towards a private family bank on a monthly basis. So every time you make a payment, it's going towards your cash value and your capacity. So that's one way. Some people do annually. Or you can internally grow it. The internal growth comes from the interest that you're set to earn. Remember, the floor is 4%. And also the dividends that the account is accruing every year based off of the profits that the company earns that year, and based off the returns of overpaid premiums as well. So both of them create dividends into your account, and also the interest. And you remember, you can pay extra interest to your account as well. Then the third way you can increase the capacity in your account is lien reduction. Lien reduction just means every time you make a payment towards the loan that you already have taken out, it opens up more collateral capacity for you. So that $20,000, if you're making $500 monthly payments, every month you have another $500 added to your account that's available for more loans as well. So that $30,000 continue to increase based off your payment, paying it back into it. So really, it's just another form of saving in a sense, but a different way of doing it. So it's the more I think about it, it's crazy. So, so here we go. And this is what I love about it. The extra amount that can go in here is the extra interest you can be putting in here. We normally set it and solve it where extra money can go in here, so you can pay yourself back 10 to 20% interest. So getting loans out is one thing, but paying them back is another. That's where you really are being, a practitioner of this, is when you're in a position and you know you're paying it back, and you're paying it back with extra payments. So if you taking out, easy math, if you taking out $1,000 and you say, I'm gonna put myself back on $100 monthly payment plan to pay it back, you'll pay it back in 10 months. It's two ways you can do it to pay back 10%. You either pay extra $10 a month, which is 110, or you just make an 11th payment to pay one extra payment, and you put $1,100 in your account. You can do it either way. It doesn't matter. But you paid yourself 10%. And now we go back, hence the rule of 72. Rule of 72 says if you divide 10 into 72, your money doubles every 7 years. You just created a 7-year cycle of your money doubling, no matter how much it is. So when people get those dots connected, what? Engineers are the toughest ones to really get this, but CPAs get it because they count money all the time. They know. When they hear that, it's like, what? So they're good people to eventually get in front of this information, because people trust them, and they count people's money all the time when it comes to doing their taxes. So if you know anybody that does taxes, or they're a CPA, or some kind of accountant, once they see this, the numbers die for them. They see it right away. Okay, so keep those type of people in mind. If you know any accountants, they need to come to one of our meetings or be in front of this information. So hopefully that's helpful so far. Private reserve account ideal characteristics, and we're gonna pretty much be done after this. And I got a couple more slides, but these are ideal characteristics, because while many think other accounts you can use this for, it's only one account you can use this for, right? I already mentioned what it is. It only can be used with a mutual insurance company's whole life policy, and is a dividend paying company. The companies that we use all have consistently performed in paying out dividends for over 100 years straight. Dividends are not guaranteed. That's the only thing not guaranteed that I can think of in a whole life policy. Whole life has the death benefit guaranteed, the cash value is guaranteed, right? All the ABRs are guaranteed, which is the advanced benefit riders, or the full care riders, and some of the whatever company we're using, which is you can use your death benefit if something happens to you while you're living, internal illness, a terminal illness, a chronic illness, any of those things you can use while you're living, right? So here are the benefits real quick. So we know that we have the best of the best, when it comes to The first thing is tax deferred growth is in this, and most people, hope for that they don't have capital gains growth on their money. We can say we do. Tax-free distribution, meaning they can take their money out without being taxed. People that have their money in a qualified plan like a 401k and RA wish that was the case. Competitive return. It's like you being an expert in putting your money on the market because your money has a hedge to it. It's guaranteed not to go below 4%, right? People that are in Forex trading or traders, they know when you have a stop loss, you're protected in a sense. Well, people that have their money in a qualified plan are not protected, or an IRA or mutual fund, it's not protected. That money the market can go south and they can lose their principal, not just the interest. We can't lose anything below 4%, so obviously you can't touch the principal. Also, high contributions. High contributions mean the dividends, the interest, and your contributions can allow your account to grow really large. Deductible contributions could be really positioned when somebody has a business. That's a whole nother story for another day on how to do that, where business owners can actually use this as a deduction, and I can show them how to do that. Collateral opportunities where your money is never utilized. It's just leveraged, so your money is always in that account, so it gives every penny a chance to compound. That's what I love about collateral. Safe harbor is big because your money is safe from the creditors, but more importantly, Uncle Sam can't see it, or the government can't see it, where they can't count against you for financial aid for your kids. So a lot of people that know this, especially wealthy people, they stuff as much money into these as possible so their kids can go to college with a lot of financial aid paid out to them. And that's awesome because it saves you your money. Opportunity cost is on that money as well when you pay for college. No loss provision. I just went over that. It's guaranteed not to go below 4%. Guaranteed loan options. Guaranteed loan options means that no matter what your credit score is, no matter what your income earnings are at that point, banks won't lend you money without those two being up to par. Here, none of that matters. You partner with a financial institution that when you become a policy holder or owner and a contract holder and owner, you literally are a partner of the company because it's a nonprofit organization that doesn't have shareholders, so that allows you to be invested in the company. So that's why we're able to get paid dividends, because every contract says you're a part owner of the company. You have unstructured loan payments. When you get a loan out, you actually can structure your own loan on payback the way you want, how much, how often, turn it off, turn it on. It's all up to you. And liquidity, use, and control mean you totally have control of your money. You can use it the way you want, and it's liquid. Too many of people in society have illiquid money where it's growing, and they have invested. When you don't have liquid, you don't have control. When you don't have control, you can't have leverage. When you don't have leverage, you can't grow your money most efficient. And that's what we teach here at Core Financial Partners. And last but not least, additional benefits. And that's what I was talking about. Different riders like the ABRs and things of that nature are available here. ABRs are advanced benefit riders. That means your death benefit could be advanced to you. If somebody got $250,000 of insurance and they are now just got a serious car injury, they can't go to work, how are they going to take care of their family? Where here, that money can be accelerated to them. The death benefit can be accelerated to them. When they get a terminal illness, they get diagnosed with cancer or whatever, and they got to go through all the inner works of resolving or getting back to normal. They lose time and they lose money in doing that. Here, they can accelerate those benefits to them. So they can have support in going through those situations. So that's powerful. Think about it. $1 is doing all of these jobs. The same money that people have in their qualified plans, and the same money they have in their savings account, the same money they have in their money markets, the same money they have in CDs, the same money they have on the stocks and bonds, is only doing one job, and that one job is hopefully that grow, but more times than not, it doesn't grow, or they lose money. Here, you got the safe harbor of your money. You have hedged dollars where you can't go below 4%. You got all these different benefits, tax-free, no distribution taxes, all this stuff for the same dollar. And it's buying all this death benefit. So I'm excited about it. I believe that it's the best thing that's that's undersold in our community, in our country, and we're here to make a difference when it comes to that. While many accounts will work as a private reserve, there are only some that work better than others. It's just one that do this, y'all. It's just really one. No other one out there. Even other permanent contracts in the insurance industry, like Universal Life, does not come close to any of these with all these different benefits that we have. They don't have guarantees like we do. So when you hear people say, "Well, I have a permanent life insurance policy. I have a whole life policy already," it wasn't designed right. This is special designs contracts that we have. Most people contracts don't have the right writers and the right engineering and setups the way it's going to work, the way we put them together. Okay, and this is the last right here. This is all the ones that accounts that people look at. Then we're done here. Let me just pull this up if I can grab it. Right here is all the different accounts right here. So what I'm going to do next week, because we left off right here before when we did this a month and a half ago. Next week, I'm going to go through all of these different accounts to show the difference in why permanent life insurance with a whole life mutual insurance company that pays dividends is the only one to use. So we're more informed and more educated about these other accounts. Okay, and I want to make sure we are. So when somebody says something or they're giving you conversation on one of these different accounts, well, my money's in a money market, or my money's in I use a HELOC, or I use a certificate of deposit, which we are better known as a CD at a bank, or 401k, which is the most popular. Now we can know what to share with them, right? And some of this content, especially the 401k content, I'm going to actually put this into a document and send it to everybody so everybody can have all the information we all should need, or should have when it comes to a 401k or any qualified plan for ours that matter, because they all kind of perform almost the same. The only one that's a whole lot different is the Roth, because it's tax paid before the money goes in, so it's not taxed on coming out. That's the only one. So we'll do that. So hopefully today was impactful, enlightening, helpful, and they encourage you to know that we do great work when it comes to working with people, no matter what they're doing. I don't care if they've been in the industry for 20, 30 years. If they haven't got this type of information and education about how money works, they're doing the same thing everybody else is doing. When people say they have a financial plan or advisor already, that's fine. But are you open to new concepts and new ideas? Because no one has a monopoly on ideas and concepts. Why do people that are wealthy still go to conferences and go learn more about different strategies? They do it all the time. They spend a lot of money learning and getting educated. So who are we to feel like we've arrived? The one thing that hurts people in their financial future is when they got their arrival syndrome. That means they think they know it all. They think they already heard it all, and they haven't. I have yet to sit down with someone in my 5 to 6 years in doing this. I've yet to sit down with anybody that understood or had this information already. I've never, ever sat down with somebody that had this information. So we got to be confident. We got to be, very poised, that knowing that all I want you to do is see it. What you do with it is up to you. And that's our approach to people. We have to be detached to their decision. Right? And just like me, being a believer and saved, if somebody don't want to get saved and they don't want to hear about, the goodness of the Lord Jesus Christ and how to, live forever, I'm good if you're good. Who am I to make you listen to me?
Right. Yeah.
I take that same approach with this. Right? So let's open up, see if any questions. Anybody have any questions or comments before we end the call or end the meeting?
I got a little confused at one point, but I wanted to make sure I held it till the end.
Sure.
When you were showing how if we show someone how to save 1% of their personal economy, when you have the illustration with the couple that collectively makes $100,000, save $6,000 annually, and had a rate of return of 6%. I think the basic math came out to about $940 on top, but I couldn't see how we got from how that ended up being 15 point some odd percent savings overall. Like the math behind it, I'm not grasping.
Okay, I have it up right now. You can see it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let me bring them all up so you can point out what you're talking about.
So because they had $100,000 minus the $6,000 they're saving shows $940,000 that they're living off of. That's their So I get where the 1% of that is $940.
Right. Exactly. So
now I'm lost.
I'm sorry. Where you lost?
15.67%.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the language is confusing me. And
Sure.
the numbers.
Sure. So here we go. When you add the 940, remember we found this money. They were given away unknowingly, unnecessarily. We found it, and we just say, if we find it, will you save it? They say, yeah, I agree. If you help me find some money that I can bring back to myself, I'm going to put it in my savings on top of the 6,000 I'm already saving, right?
All right, so 6,000 plus the 940.
And y'all, if you do that math, and you can pull up your calculator now. That's 15.667 return that they made on that money. On the
Yeah, both of us. His name has to be on it too. Both of us.
You there?
I'm here.
Okay, so if you add that money to this, that $940 adds up to 15.67. That's how much that $6,000 grew. Because when it was $360 that they made, that's 6% that they made. You follow?
The interest on their savings, the $6,000 that there's. Wait.
No. Let's start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They're saving $500 a month, which adds up to $6,000 a year. You see that right there?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. Now, if you say the bank said, "I'm going to give you 6% on your money for having your money in this account," 6% on your money is $360.
Right.
So that now at the end of the year, they got $6,360 in their account because of the 6%. You follow me?
Right.
Now, if the bank said we're going to give you 15.67% on your money, it would have said $6,940 in your account based off of us giving you 15.67% on your money. You follow me?
No.
Okay. It's the same thing here. Erase this. Okay, here we go. This is the best way to do it. Watch this.
Why would I get the numbers, but why would the bank just automatically give you 15.67% on your money?
No, they didn't. You did. We found money and we put it into your savings account, and it's equivalent to you getting 15.67% on your money.
Saving that 1% additionally to that 6,000 that they're saving annually with the interest rate that they have where they're holding their money is going to together add up to 15.67% savings.
No, because that's not even 6% in the equation. If you add the 6%, it's up to 21% now. This is how you're going to understand it. Watch this. Well, I'm going to mess it up a little bit, but this is going to make you're going to understand it now. Okay. Let's do this. Let's put 15. Okay. 15.67%. Is it going to let me do that? Okay. Let me go back. Okay. It's not letting me. I'm doing something wrong. 1 second. I gotta get rid of the decimal point. Unless it don't let me go that far.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see something. Okay. It's not letting let me do it. Hold on, let me try something else. Let me see something. Why it's not letting me do 15?
Actually,
Let me see. Let me see something. Okay.
well, it's this formula right here. So the $6,000.
Hold on, let me see something.
67% of $6,000 is $940.
Right. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to put 15% in here.
Mm-hmm.
And if I put 15% in there, let me try to put 960 here and see if it happens. Because it'll show you that's what's happening here.
940.
Yeah. Come on, software, get right. Let me see. Oh no, it's not letting me do it. Why wouldn't it let me put more than? Maybe it's calibrated to stay at the savings rate. Let me see something real quick here.
The calculations at the bottom are all based off of the $6,000.
No, right here, this is based off of you finding 1% of the annual lifestyle money they spending out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we found 1% of 94,000. Remember, this is their lifestyle money. 1% of that is only $940 for the whole year.
Right.
If you do the math, you can pull out a calculator right now. If you add 940 to 6,000.
Mm-hmm. 6,040.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, your principal is 6,000. You put that in from your cash of $500 a month, right?
Right.
So your money grew to $940 more.
Mm-hmm.
So all you would need to do is look at what percentage amount is 940 of 6,000, and it's 15.67. So your money grew at 15.67, not 6%.
Okay.
But because the bank or the savings account paid you 6%, which is 360, you got 360 plus 940 in there. Altogether, your money grew by 21%. And all you did was move your money around without spending no more money than you was already spending. Because we found 1% through the way you were giving your money away unknowingly, unnecessarily through the bucket hole, the hole in your bucket. It might have been like the way we looked at your annual premium of your auto insurance or something. And I found a better deal for you, which you and I did that before with one of our clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how we can show them how I just showed you a greater return on your money outside of Wall Street. Because if somebody get 15% on their money on Wall Street, should I tell you, they're going bananas about being able to do that. They telling everybody.
Okay, I think we got it now.
This is very confusing. This is why I used to use this in my presentation, and I stopped using it because people, it just confused people. Like it just did you a little bit. But when I sit down with them after the second consultation or third consultation, then I can slow it down and show them what kind of work we're doing when we find money for them. Because the 1%, to be honest with you, is very, very conservative. We normally find 3 to 6%. Let me show you if I found, let's say we found 3%, how much more money that would be. Watch this. We're going to find 3%. 3%, you see how much that is? That's $2,820 we found for them. And look how much rate of return they got on their money right there. Y'all see that?
So that 6,000 that they already saved plus of what we found in 2,820 equals out to 47%.
Yep.
Of
Gain. Yep. Returns. And the numbers are right here. If you put 47% into 6,000, it's going to come out to the same number. What we say, Mr. Jarman, if you're there?
Yeah.
It's math, not magic,
it's
right?
It's math, not magic.
That's right.
Okay, so I know what I need to. I need to talk offline. Talk to you offline about this.
Okay. So just know that we have this software to do these kind of numbers for people because everybody believes they got to make money on Wall Street, and that's why our philosophy and our beliefs is that you can build wealth outside of Wall Street when you understand how money works. You understand this math. And I'm not a math genius, but when I saw this software and we had this built for us to our specification, it does what we needed to do. And it's nothing I can't share with somebody to show them how they can rearrange the money they already make and then spending it away from themselves, how we can help them be better efficient. So we don't just put people in a private family banking setup and leave them alone. We want to help them along the way. That's why we said we continue to work with them even past them getting the private family banking setup. They're going to make financial decisions for years to come. And we want them to know to come to us and, to look at us as that financial resource. So yes, we'll do that offline and make that work so you can understand it better. And that's anybody, whether you're on the live training or you see this as a recording, get back to me and I'll go over this to make sure you understand it. And maybe you can look at some of your situation or your numbers and see how we can be efficient, even for us as partners with Core Financial Partners.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Any other questions before we end the meeting? Oh, all right. Hey, y'all, thanks for jumping on today.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Hey, this is Shay. I got on way later than I wanted to, so I'm a little lost in what's going on here. Is this? I see that this is recorded. Will this be sent out that I can watch the replay?
Absolutely, it will. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. No problem at all. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and end today's session. It was recorded. I will send this out, and we'll also do a follow-up on this so we can really get these concepts down and know that we're doing an awesome job in helping people be more informed and educated in repositioning their financials to be most efficient. All right? Y'all enjoy the weekend. And, oh, by the way, real quick, for those that don't know, this next Saturday on the 30th, we're having a workshop at the Philadelphia airport. One of the hotels out there, the Clarion Hotel, we got a conference room that we're doing a overview, Core Financial Partners overview at 12:30 on the 30th. So if you got anybody you want to get in front of this information, there, definitely get with us to get them invited. The room only fits so many people. We'll make sure you can get the flyer that has been put together. Also, I've decided also to do a career open house at 3 o'clock after we get done, because that'll be done. We'll be done that no later than 2:30, and then we're gonna break. And at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna come back and do an overview for about 30 to 45 minutes on an opportunity that people can become a referring agent, a field training agent, or a full-time, a consultant partner as well. Similar to what we did here a week or two ago. We'll do that in about 45 minutes for those that are already, we know has some interest in Core Financial Partners. So that'll be at 3 o'clock that day. So also, what we decided on is we're co-oping this meeting on the 30th. So what I do is the ones I already spoke with, I don't know how to do it, but we're going to use Cash App to get the funds over to me so I can go ahead and count for everybody that's going to be participating and finish up on that. And they'll get that today. We'll send that out today so we can get that part done. And I'm sure we're going to pack the house on the 30th, y'all. It's a nice room. I already went and checked it out. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. It's right there at the Philadelphia Airport on Industrial Highway in Essington, PA, which is the Philadelphia Airport. All right, y'all. Thanks again. Enjoy your weekend. And I'm sure I'll be talking to everybody on an individual basis. Y'all take care. God bless.
Okay.